am literally screaming at my television screen right now. What on earth is going through Catherine Cat Richardson's mind? I mean, seriously, I have always loved her. She is usually so fabulous and creative, but she is completely losing her grip on reality. She has officially crossed every single boundary known to mankind by appointing herself as the town's resident lead detective. And for what? A podcast? The consequences of her playing cop are going to be so beyond disastrous, I can already feel my stomach doing backflips just thinking about it. She is overstepping in ways that are actually making me sweat with anxiety. She is not a police officer. She is not a private investigator. She does not have a badge. But try telling her that. She is treating this whole Lynette Wise disappearance like it is a fun, thrilling little true crime game for her listeners. And it is not a game. Real people are in actual life-threatening danger. Let us take a moment to really unpack the psychology of what is happening here. Kat is so desperate to be the hero, so desperate to uncover the truth and get those podcast downloads that she is completely ignoring the massive red flags waving right in front of her face. The entire town of Fairmont Crest is already on a knife's edge because of the plasma ring bust. We have Jacob Hawthorne out here suffering from severe PTSD, hiding from a literal crime boss called the Impaler, and Derek Baldwin actually died a hero because of this underground syndicate. The stakes have literally never been higher. And yet, here is Kat walking around with her little notepad and her microphone, thinking she can just casually solve a missing persons case between her design sketches. It is absolute madness. I cannot comprehend how she is so blind to the danger. And can we please talk about Bill Hamilton for a second? Bill, who is already dealing with so much trauma and stress, the man's hands are literally shaking uncontrollably because his evil, scheming wife, Haley, is actively poisoning him. But that is a whole other horrifying story for another day. Bill actually took the time to sit Kat down and explicitly warn her to back off. He told her, point blank, looking her dead in the eye, that she should not be involved in the investigation regarding Lynette Wise. Bill does not want the trouble. He specifically requested to close the investigation into Lynette because he knows how incredibly dangerous this situation is. As a seasoned lawyer, he can smell the danger from a mile away. He knows that when people go missing in Fairmont Crest, it usually leads back to very dark, very deadly places. But does Kat listen to the highly experienced attorney? Of course not. She is so insanely stubborn. It is actually infuriating to watch. She completely ignores Bill, and she completely ignores Tomas Navarro. I just want to reach through the screen and shake her by the shoulders. Kat, girl, listen to the actual legal professionals. They know what they are talking about. But no, she thinks she knows better than everyone else. She is letting her ego and her obsession with her true crime podcast completely cloud her judgment, and it is going to blow up in her face in the most spectacular, terrifying way possible. She is treating Tomas and Bill like they are just obstacles in her grand detective story. And then, oh my gosh, it gets so much worse. Kat goes and brags to Smitty. She's walking around with this completely unearned confidence, boasting about her so-called judgment and her brilliant deduction skills in solving crimes. Are you kidding me right now? She lays out all these wild, unhinged arguments to Smitty, claiming she is 100% positive that Dr. Leah Whitmore is the one connected to Lynette's sudden disappearance. She is just throwing around massive accusations like it is nothing. She is so proud of herself, acting like she just cracked the case of the century. Smitty, bless his sweet, patient heart, tries to be the ultimate voice of absolute reason. He gives her such solid, grounded advice about her podcast and her investigation. He literally tells her, Kat, making conclusions and accusing someone of a major crime is a massive deal. You need to reconsider this. Smitty is trying to save her from a massive defamation lawsuit, or worse, getting herself killed. He knows that putting these theories out into the universe broadcasting them to the public is reckless and stupid. But Kat is just totally blinded by her own ambition right now. She wants that shocking podcast reveal so badly that she is willing to risk everything, including her own safety and the safety of the people she loves. Let's rewind for a second, because before the conversation with Smitty even happened, Kat actually made Vanessa McBride's jaw drop straight to the floor. Kat just casually blurted out to Vanessa that Leah was the one who threatened Lynette and made her disappear. Just said it out loud. To Vanessa, who, by the way, is literally tied up with Joey Armstrong, the shady casino boss who is up to his neck in black market dealings and who knows what else. Kat has absolutely no filter and no sense of self-preservation. She is just handing out her wild theories to anyone who will listen, not realizing that information is currency in this town, and she is spending it recklessly. Tomas, sweet protective, completely exhausted, Tomas actually tried to justify Kat's wild arguments to Vanessa because he didn't want Kat to be harshly judged or get into deep trouble. He is trying so incredibly hard to shield his girlfriend. But let's be real here. Tomas cannot babysit Kat 24 hours a day. He cannot control her emotional outbursts or her runaway mouth. He literally begged her to just focus on her designing and leave his legal work alone. Stick to the dresses, Kat. Stick to the fashion. He wants her safe. He is a junior partner trying to keep his boss happy, and his girlfriend is out here playing Sherlock Holmes and ruining everything. He is caught in the middle, and it is tearing him apart. Okay, now here is where my mind is going, and I am fully panicking. Knowing Kat's impulsive, reckless, headstrong personality, she is going to do something so much crazier than just running her mouth to her friends. I am predicting, with my whole chest, that Kat is going to march right up to the prison to visit Leah Whitmore in person. Yes, I can see it happening so clearly. Imagine it. The cold, sterile prison visitor room. Kat sitting on one side of the thick glass, clutching her little notebook, and Leah walking in wearing her orange prison jumpsuit on the other side. It is going to be the most intense, uncomfortable confrontation of the entire season. I am already getting chills just picturing the look on Leah's face when she sees Kat sitting there. Kat is going to aggressively throw out all these baseless arguments, thinking she is having this huge, triumphant gotcha moment. She is going to look Leah dead in the eye and boldly accuse her of taking revenge on Lynette. Kat will claim that Leah's vengeance is the exact reason Lynette suddenly vanished into thin air without a trace. Kat is going to think she has completely cracked the case, acting like she is the smartest person in the room, demanding a confession for her podcast. She will probably even try to record the conversation secretly. And Leah? Oh, Leah is going to lose her absolute mind. Leah is already furious about being busted for the plasma ring. Her entire medical career is completely destroyed. Her reputation is in absolute ruins. She has been replaced as chief of staff by Ted Richardson. And now this random young girl is accusing her of kidnapping or murder? Leah is going to explicitly deny knowing anything about Lynette's disappearance. She is going to look at Kat like she's an absolute lunatic. I can see Leah's eyes narrowing, her jaw clenching, as she realizes this girl is completely out of her depth. Leah will demand that Kat stop accusing her immediately, and she will not hold back. I can totally see Leah threatening to sue Kat for everything she is worth over these baseless defamatory allegations. Where is your proof, little girl? You are playing a dangerous game. I can hear Leah screaming it through the glass right now. Leah is going to make it crystal clear that while she may be guilty of the plasma ring crimes, she had absolutely nothing to do with Lynette going missing. She will promise to drag Kat through the courts and ruin her life if she utters one more word about it on her podcast. That is the exact moment Kat is going to feel her stomach drop straight to the floor. She is going to realize, in a terrifying, crushing wave of clarity, that she is actually wrong. She is completely wrong. Leah didn't do it. Leah didn't make Lynette disappear. Kat has been barking up the wrong tree this entire time, and she just made a massive fool of herself in front of a convicted criminal. All her bragging to Smitty, all her big talk to Vanessa, it was all for nothing. But instead of backing down, instead of apologizing to Tomas and going back to her design work like a normal person, this realization is only going to fuel Kat's dangerous obsession. She is going to be even more desperate to find out who actually caused Lynette to vanish. She is going to double down on her investigation because she cannot stand the thought of an unsolved mystery, especially when she has already bragged so much about her detective skills. Her pride will not let her drop the case, and that is her fatal flaw. And this is exactly where I am terrified for Kat's life. Because if she keeps digging, if she keeps poking around asking questions about Lynette, she is going to stumble right into the path of Randy Parker and Haley Hamilton. We already know that Tomas is extremely suspicious of Haley because he overheard an odd, sketchy conversation between her and Randy. If Kat starts connecting the dots about Lynette's mugging lie and Haley's deep involvement, Haley will destroy her without a second thought. Haley is a cornered animal right now. Think about it. Haley is already actively poisoning her own husband. She has a deadly serum strapped to her chest at the country club. She is a literal psychopath who will stop at nothing to get what she wants. Do we really think Haley would hesitate for one single second to eliminate a snooping podcast host who is getting too close to the truth? Absolutely not. Kat is walking straight into a death trap, and she doesn't even realize it. If Randy or Haley find out that Kat is investigating Lynette, Kat's life is going to be in severe, imminent danger. They will silence her permanently. Can you imagine what would happen to Tomas if Kat gets hurt because of this? He would never, ever forgive himself. He has been trying so hard to protect her, even going against his own boss, Bill Hamilton, to shield her from the harsh reality of the legal world. And what about Martin and the rest of her family? They have no idea she is playing Russian roulette with the criminal underworld of Fairmont Crest. Kat thinks she is invincible, but she is completely outmatched here. Haley Hamilton has been manipulating people for years, and Randy Parker is a literal henchman who does Joey Armstrong's dirty work. Kat is bringing a microphone to a gunfight. I am officially starting a petition for Kat to just lock herself in her design studio and throw away the key until this entire Lynette Wise drama blows over. Please, Kat, if you are somehow listening to this, stop. Stop the podcast, stop the interrogation, stop the accusations. You are not Jacob Hawthorne. You are not Elon Hawthorne. Leave the dangerous detective work to the professionals before you get yourself unalived. Okay, I need to go lie down because my blood pressure is through the roof. Drop your theories down below, hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.